Hi guys, and welcome to my channel again. Today I'm going to show you a very quick and easy recipe for a delicious chocolate cake with mascarpone cheese and whipped cream filling that you can make in no time at all. Stay tuned and see how to do it. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any recipes in the future. I post new videos at least twice a week. To start with, we need to heat up the oven to 160 degrees Celsius with top and bottom heating. Because I will be using a chocolate sponge, I mix my flour with cocoa powder and set it aside. Then we add to our yolks the buttermilk or yogurt. Buttermilk and yogurt makes the sponge very nice and moist, so it stays fresh for longer. I also add my vanilla and mix it together. Now it's the time to prepare our egg whites. We add all the sugar to the egg whites and we whip it to receive a consistency of a thick cream. Then we can add our yolk mixture and we mix it very quickly just to combine the ingredients. And then it's time to add our flour and cocoa powder mixture together and we whip just to combine. We don't want to over whip because the sponge will lose the nice and fluffy consistency. We don't want to over whip it. Very important thing. So when the sponge mixture is ready, we just transfer it to the baking tray. I always put a baking powder on the bottom so it's easy to take it out afterwards. We make sure that the surface is nice and even and we bake it for 16 to 20 minutes. You have to check with a wooden stick if it's ready. And that's how it looks like when it's ready. Nice and risen. Now we set it aside to cool down and we have time to prepare our filling. I will be using a very easy recipe for the filling. I'm using double cream. I add icing sugar to it and a little bit of vanilla extract. And then we can whip it just to receive a nice thick consistency, but we don't want to over whip it as well because we still need to add our mascarpone, cream and yogurt. So right now we can add the yogurt or buttermilk, whatever you're using for the sponge, and the mascarpone cream. And we also whip it just to combine these ingredients. You don't want to over whip it, so you don't receive the butter. So right now, the sponge, I always cut the edges so the cake is nice and even afterwards. And I will be soaking it from the bottom side because it's softer. I put some holes into it with the fork just so the soaking mixture can get into a whole thickness of the sponge. For the soaking, I'm using water, sugar and a little bit of the juices from the cherry compote. And I also add a bit of rum extract just to give the whole cake a bit of adult feeling. It will taste like if there is an alcohol in it. Because my cake is a small one, I'm cutting the sponge into pieces and I put my cherry compote on the bottom part, just one thin layer of it. And then I'm using the piping bag to distribute the cream evenly because otherwise it is very difficult to place it on the cherry compote. When the filling is distributed nicely and evenly, you put the other side of the cake on top and you press just a little bit to combine this top layer with the cream. And right now the cake is really ready if you want it. I always add a bit of chocolate on top just to give it nice finished look. I just melt chocolate with a little bit of milk and spread it evenly. And then I'm just waiting for the chocolate to set. When it's set, you can use a hot knife to even out all the tiny uneven bits and pieces. And then I just decorate it with the same cream, a small rosette on top, and that's it. The cake is ready. It really takes no time at all, and as every single chocolate cake is just delicious. I really recommend this recipe. Thank you guys for watching and see you next time.